Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Saturday, and that means Rimworld with the Mobius crew. Anyone remembers from last time? We died, and it was horrific, and we did a 1,000 words short story instead of starting up a few minutes of something new. Today, we're starting up something new, and I've got a little treat in store for you. I did a little work in between streams, and what we will be doing today is the Odyssey custom scenario, where we will be starting on an orbital platform where we have just triggered the mechanoid hive to where we are, and they will be pursuing us relentlessly for the rest of the game until we stop them. So, first things first, we're going to be setting up the game from scratch. I've got it all set to go, but we'll go through the generation process ourselves. I'll introduce you to the crew and the little changes we've made, and we will be scrambling to escape pursuing mechanoids. After the first jump, they do give us a little bit of time to land, get our bearings, exploit resources on a tile, and we'll get a little bit more warning after the first time of them coming to get us. So the first time we get mere hours, but we'll get days of warning, enough time to get everyone back on the ship, collect our junk, and get going. So as we go, we will improve our ship, we will recruit more crew, and we will find a way to get to the mechanoid hive and destroy it so we're safe from their pursuit. Francisco Athens, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. I have finally gotten a reasonable workflow that gets us onto YouTube, it seems. I hope, fingers crossed, that keeps working for us. And so we are going to kick off and get ourselves a new colony. I've just called this the Starship. We will be starting with a Mobius. It'll be little and we'll make it bigger. I'll take our adventure story with commitment mode. Oops, and we'll make slightly bigger maps tiles without breaking the game. And we'll generate a world. We've had a couple little glitches with the crew here and there that I think I have ironed out for us. Last time, Kubu was mistakenly a girl and ended up breaking up Carl and Esper's relationship, which was weird as hell, and we will not be falling for that crap again. Also, Kubu was not allowed to dig. Like, what the heck? He's a dog, a megalodog, not a dog. And that's kind of key to their culture. Let's get crewism. We will be loading anyway there, and we'll be going to prepare carefully. And we're just going to load a preset of the Mobius crew. So, who have we got? We've got Blackjack, Carl, Tanny, Mort, Esper, Roddy, Marie, and Kubu. Kubu has changed the most. We give him the asexual thing just because Kubu is a kid, really, and we don't want to... Relationships with Kubu at this age are really weird. So, Marie, we've got, I think, is the same as ever. Roddy, we added to the fast learner and fast walker. And everyone else, I think, is more or less the same. And because this is the starting in space scenario, everyone needs a vac suit, and I gave them all favorite colors. So everyone likes their vac suit color. It'll be a little easier to tell them apart when they're all pretty much dressed the same. So, without further ado, let's get started. It was a simple premise. Get in, get out, don't trigger the mechs. They got as far as number 2. Now the mechhive wants them dead. Its terrifying murder machines will arrive soon. Gather the valuable gravelite panels, then use your grav ship to flee to a safe location on the planet below. From now on, wherever we go, the mechanoids will eventually find them. To stop them, they must find and defeat the mechhive itself. Yeah, let's blow ions. All right, so we'll pause quick. All right, first things first, we're going to unforbid everything on the map. And this is a really small map. This is all we've got. It is outdoors, out in orbit. You can actually see the planet below us right there. That is legitimate planet geography that we'll recognize when we get down there. And this is our little ship. Tiny thing, all we've got is pilot console, obviously the grav engine, a couple chem fuel tanks, a couple small thrusters. We've got a bunch of junk lying around everywhere. but it is going to be a little bit of a struggle to feed this many people. And we are going to embrace that struggle. We're going to hit the ground chewing. But first things first, we're going to have to build a place to put a lot of this junk, and we're going to get it onto the ship as quick as possible. So we are going to build grav ship structure. A couple little wings on the outsides here. And we're also going to create a couple just general stockpile. Actually, we can't even create the stockpile all the way out there yet because there isn't land. So we're going to let them get going. Everyone's going to run around grabbing stuff off the ground. And in part, building places to put the rest. Fortunately, Mort and Roddy are both great at putting stuff. Okay, so our first quest. Not really quest, but incoming mechanoids. The mechhive scanning process is close to determining your location. When it locates your grav ship, it will send a massive mechanoid force to kill you. They're not fucking around with that. This isn't one of those, like, if we play it smart, we can fight them off. No, we're just going to get steamrolled by too many mechs to handle. Gather your supplies, then flee the map by selecting the pilot console and selecting launch. We know how that works, but we've only been given 10 hours to get off of this place. So we've got a little bit of steel left, some more gravlite panels. We want all this stuff, and then we're going to hit the sky. If we grab all that stuff with a little bit of time left, we'll maybe haul some of the slag chunks with us to melt down later. But for now, we need off of this platform pronto. All right, down to 9 hours. 8. Come on, finish building the sides there. Okay, we've gotten everything. Let's tell them to haul that stuff. And everyone's got vac suits, so we don't actually all need to be on. Okay, we've got 7 hours left. Is anyone gonna... Oh, none of this stuff is actually allowing. Let's get storage. Allow all. Yeah. Grab some of that stuff. Throw it on the sides of the ship. And let's get out of here. I wonder what we're going to name this thing. Mobius. I'm sorry. Launch, please. All right. Are we sure we want to launch? The alternatives are stay here and die or launch. So, yeah, let's launch. Now, white hex is our range. We can't even get to the nearest asteroid over here. So we're going to hit this view planet button. And we're going to turn on landmarks because they're more interesting spots. This has a bay, which isn't really much of a landmark. And up here we've got an oak tree grove, medicine stockpile, abandoned colony, and fertile. Well, this sounds a hell of a lot more interesting. It's also in a temperate forest instead of... What do we have here? Boreal forest. Both of those are fine. But temperate forest is like the easy mode place to land. So we're going to hit next. Let's go. Mobius icons if you got them. Thanks, Aeon. You're ahead of the game on that one. No astral travel. We didn't go very far at all. Let's get us a map generated here. All right. What are these little things? Ancient giant wheels. Okay. Just random industrial scrap. All right, we've got a tiny dead colony over here. A little bit of gold just lying around. A bunch of furniture, which no objections there. And someone's actually growing tint. Huh. No astral in the atmosphere, so the editor would say. A little bit of farm. It's only Tinctoria, which is the dye, which, I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's free. Let's see. What else do we have around here? A lot of nothing over there. Some horses. We're not going to be breeding horses long term. It's not really a horse kind of outfit we got here. We do have this ancient stockpile entrance, which according to the map info should be filled with medicine. But given the choice, I think I'd rather build near this little outdoor structure than the stockpile. Now, if we were doing something crazy like with waste packs, like we were in our Charlie 7 playthrough, we could open this up, hack it, and just chuck waste packs down there forever. Basically like storing nuclear materials. You see some uranium ore there, speaking of nuclear materials. Rest of the map looking pretty tame. A lot of lumber. And lumber and horses are pretty much the vibe around here. And some ibixes. All right. Let's move our landing zone. All right, we're going to want to build the ship a little bigger, so leave ourselves some room to expand. Now, we don't have any expectation to find gravellite panels on this map, but we didn't use all the ones we brought with us. So we'll probably end up taking a bunch of this furniture and throwing it on board the ship temporarily. Maybe even long term, who knows? Usually when you find stuff like this, it's not very high quality. Now, before we go any further, let's get armed. Somewhere around here, we should have a charge rifle for Mort. I don't know where it is in this mess. Let's find that. Right there. All right, Mort, grab yourself a charge rifle. Blackjack, I think that's Thunk. Thought I saw the pistol around somewhere. There we go. Revolver. And Kubu, grab a plasteel knife. All right. Now, first things first, we're going to want some food. We're going to probably be here long enough to do a little bit of farming. Oh, I landed us right in the fertile stuff. I should have looked at that first. All right, we'll make the a farm over here. One thing, in this style of play, farming gets a lot more basic. We're rarely going to build more or grow more than just basic rice. But we'll be able to do a lot more quests. So it's a trade-off. If you've ever been kind of frustrated, like, he never does any quests, or he only accepts waste packs that come with, free bonus stuff. We'll be doing a lot more than that in this go-around. And let me tell you, if anyone wants to send us waste packs, we're just leaving them on the ground. All right, so we got that there. Let's designate some chopping, because it's always nice to be able to build some stuff out of wood while we're parked. And let's look around for, I see some components in the walls, I think. That's mine. Oh, definitely want to bring the uranium with us. And compacted steel. We will be getting a lot of steel in this game, because every time we drop on a map, we're going to look for where we can mine stuff out. We're going to grab everything convenient, and we're going to get to another mine, or another map with more. It's sort of endlessly repeatable. That's kind of far away. I don't want to send people real long distances. Incoming mechanoids. All right, the mechanoids can process. Okay, this is from before. This is from the platform. We don't have to worry about that yet. Yeah, Boomalope Horde. We are going to need to get ourselves some chem fuel. Boy, do we have anyone who can tame them? Yeah, we do. 10% chance they'll attack on a failed taming attempt. What the heck? Let's put a hitching spot down. It's not a great way to get chem fuel, but it is a way to get some chem fuel. How much do we have? Do we have any? What's in our tanks here? We got 330 chem fuel, so we can jump again. So we have the research already made. We do have biofuel refining already researched. That's highly important. Let's also get ourselves some gravship substructure put together. All right, we have 452 gravellite panels. That's actually a lot. So we can make the ship pretty big just with that. So let's not be quite so square. I know it's not much better, but we'll build ourselves some additional space. Try to mirror that on the other side. All right, 2 squares here. 2 squares there. And we'll try to build some bedrooms and a place to refine chem fuel. We do not need to have this fully enclosed yet, similar to the last time around, but I'd like to keep it enclosed for aesthetic purposes. Also, you guys are going slow. Go faster. All right. I was not keeping track of whether we already had enough steel, but we do want to send somebody. Let's get Tanny. You're just going for a walk. Let's have you recruit and take a peek inside this building we can't see yet. All right, there's nothing special in there. All right. Also, let's get our work priorities worked out. Tanny usually ends up being our grower because, you know, she doesn't have a lot of other useful skills outside combat. Mort, make sure his construction is up. Same with Roddy. Well, Roddy's crafting up higher. Both can do research. Carl's going to be our talker. Everyone's good at talking, though. Esper's our doctor. Marie is our backup doctor. Ooh. We definitely need a secondary medic if it comes down to that. It's funny, Kubu has a passion for social, but he's not really good at it, which kind of tracks for Kubu. We'll let him warden a little bit. Mining is going to be your thing, though. And after mining, you can clean. Faux Sushi, welcome. Glad to have you here. Welcome from YouTube. Just doing some black oceaning here. Let's have a look at see what these beds actually are quality-wise. Normal. Normal. Sandstone bed. Okay, we don't want sandstone. Rock beds actually are less comfortable. So these actually slate beds. Ugh. All right, none of these beds are any good. We'll build them out of wood before we use those. Table's not a horrible thing to have. Marble table. Got some dining chairs. Standing lamp. I mean, we could just take this stuff. There's no reason not to, aside from space. And we need to sleep. You know what? We're going to claim all these beds. And are these outdoors? Yeah, let's get some wooden doors installed. There. Zarbibu, hi. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be making ourselves a proper starship this time. I know we had this sort of flying dynamite cartoon thing going on. The last one that technically flew, but definitely didn't have Mobius vibes. We're going to do a little better on vibes this time. Oh, it was definitely Acme Plunger, yeah. I'm hearing good things about that Coyote movie coming out in a couple weeks, but him suing the Acme company. I don't think our ramshackle Mobius is going to end up in the proceedings, though. All right. All right, everyone's going to sleep. Actually, we only have 6 beds. Who Esper missed out on one. All right, let's start building some extra beds. Build a rack of beds. Beds for everybody. They'll be better than the rock beds we're sleeping on in here. I don't know whose area this was. Spike core tile. So, not the friendliest of people here. They were concerned about dyeing their stuff and putting people in gibbet cages rather than, you know, feeding themselves. It's probably why they're dead. We should actually open that, see if there are, you know, people with equipment on them. Oh, it's just 32 uranium on the floor in here. Whatever. Ours now. Get the uranium. Thank you. All right. Things we're going to want to build. We're going to want to build a chem fuel generator or refinery up here. Actually, we're going to want chem fuel generators too. We're going to be on the chem fuel system for a long time. Once we get really into this playthrough, though, assuming things don't spiral out of control, we'll be able to generate... Oh, can't even see them yet. No, we don't even see him on the map. I'll get him the research tree here. And standard grav tech. Nope. Advanced grav tech. Grav core power cells. These things are great. They require no resources. They're just power out of the ether. We also do actually want to have a project of some sort going. Priorities are a little different. We don't have a permanent base. Also, we will be skipping toxifier generators because you can't put them on a ship. I found that out the hard way one time. Hydroponics, though. 100% want to grow our own rice on board. Ships can be self-sustaining at that point. I've renumbered this attempt 1. It will be attempt 8, but it's attempt 1 of this scenario. It also sounds a little better, like we haven't failed 7 times. If that sounds like revisionist history to you, let me assure you, it is. All right, we actually have our die now. We may paint the ship afterwards. We'll see how much spare die we end up with. Is this stuff going 67% grown? We'll probably still be here when this is ready. We are right on the cusp here. I think once Esper gets that there, we'll be able to throw in... Where are we? Biofuel refinery. We'll just put it right there. Oh. Still 269 grab panels to place. Let's find ourselves some more steel to mine out. So that's going to be our gating factor, I think. Is this stuff made of steel? Steel walls. Yeah, let's deconstruct all this up here. That looks like limestone, I'm guessing. No, steel walls there too. Alrighty. I'm not above just pillaging it straight off the map like that. Alright. That is not... That's slate. Those are horses. This is also steel? Okay, the steel is slate, and the walls are steel. Alright, then the pillars, steel columns. Alright, so we'll also deconstruct this stuff. I mean, it's just free, right? So why wouldn't we? Was there not more wall to the south? There might be more wall to the south. Oh, wait. What's... Oh, this is our base again. A bunch of little stuff down here. Steel. Yeah. I'd like to find some actual mineable steel. There is more in that. But... Oh, let's just cheat and use the search. Oh, it's a bunch of... Oh, up top here. Let's... mine the vein there. Yeah, it's all at the edge of the map. That's annoying. All right, what do we have here? We have a visitor. Our first visitor. A herder from Goo Union is visiting the colony. Oh, that's going to be funny. Do I need all the rooms in this abandoned base? No, I don't. I can tear them down. I didn't check to see what their walls are made of. Okay. The guy coming is Toxcom Coyote. I'm going to have a real hard time taking these people seriously if their name is Goo Union and they're sending me guys named Toxcom Coyote. Let's see. What are these walls made of? Marble, sandstone, granite. Yeah, the lure there was that those walls were made of steel, which we would like. We will probably end up taking along a bunch of rock, because it's nice being able to land on a planet or another part of the map and just instantly being able to throw down a defensive wall from blocks you've got in inventory. Well, let's trade with this guy. What have you got? What have we got? We have 1,100 silver, and you've got herbal medicine and a short bow. Well, we'll buy your herbal medicine, I suppose. Oh, we're going to... Okay. Important. We are going to want to build ourselves a nutrient paste dispenser. ASAP. Now, This is a long-term project. We're going to build it this way. And we're going to build our storage over here around it. This will be our freezer. And we'll build our common room at least accessible over here, if this isn't the whole of it. The whole of it. Because we don't want to, one, all die of food poisoning, which someone in this crew is going to kill us. Nobody knows how to cook. And we need the efficiency because we just don't have the resources. We'll get ourselves a butcher spot, which we will put there. And we'll get some hoppers. And I think we're going to hunt. We'll tame those boomalopes, but we're going to hunt the ibixes and the horses. What is Mort doing over here? You're just heading back. I don't know what you were doing down here before, but you're headed back now. Oh, you were deconstructing these walls. All right, that's a thing. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not actually horses. These are just mares and stallions. Totally different thing. Kubu has been our cook in previous playthroughs. I don't know if that makes him canonically our cook. Let's get a chem fuel generator. Because we are going to need to power this thing. We'll also, I think, temporarily, and I hate having to do this, but a wood fire generator. I am a fan of the joke of a wood-fired starship, but I'm not really a fan of wood-fired starships. Just loving them with you guys. Let's get that routed there too. Horse meat in the filet mignon. You make it sound like there's other things in the filet mignon. Like, that's the kind of thing you say if, you know, there's some beef and horse meat. I don't see any beef on this map. All right, so we need to get some chem fuel. First things first. All right, now we can create chem fuel from wood, and we'll just do that forever. All right, we got a bunch of beds now. How good are they? Ooh, an excellent bed. Poor, normal, excellent, poor, normal. I feel like 2 people worked on this, and one of them made 2 excellent beds. No, Roddy made one of the excellent beds, and Mort made the other. You guys just suck. All right, let's see what they did for artwork on their beds. Mort entitled his The Murderous Desert, which tracks. Oh, this furniture bears an illustration of a pine tree. Well, way to go all out there, Mort. And Roddy, his is titled Zero, and this furniture bears an artwork of a wood. I'm not sure if that means like a forest, like a 100-acre wood, but I have a feeling it's a log like you see on the ground here. I am not impressed with their art naming skills. It would be great if we get pizza for the wood burner, but I don't think the nutrient paste dispenser is giving us pizza. What it will do, though, is accept butchered creatures, which we will do forever. Now, time to start shipping ourselves in. I'll skip a spot. I'll make a little hole out the front. And we'll put some doors in there after. So, whoops. Gonna leave a door spot there too. Door, 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 door. Not you. Oh, did any of these corpses actually have anything? Gear. Oh, go juice. This one's got nothing. And that one does literally nothing. We have a mad squirrel. Nice to know they start us off on the hard difficulty. All right, let's just put that on them for hunting. Can we just hunt it as it gets to us? All right, Marie. Wake up. Kill squirrel with bare hands. Or a piece of wood. That also works. Did not take any hits, which I really appreciate. The didn't take damage from a squirrel. Nutrient pastries. If the nutrient dispenser could do that, I would eat nutrient paste. I love pastries. They're so much better than real food. All right, is this thing powered? Looks like. We need to get some food in it. Select all these. I don't know why I can't double click to select them all, but fine. Link settings. Priority critical. Put food nowhere else, please. Now, is anyone assigned to hunting? Tenny can hunt. Mort can hunt. That should be it. Kubu is just a mining machine. This was lacking in other versions where we had nobody who's any good at mining. Tenny basically gets stuck doing the mining and growing because she's sort of undifferentiated. Enjoy your croissant. Oui, oui, monsieur. The French version of the... Okay, we gotta get these guys off the wooden... whatever these beds are made of. Esper got... Now, wait a minute. There were 2 excellent beds, and you just took the nearest one to the door? All right. We are going to start moving these beds into... This is going to be our barracks for now. We'll close this off somehow. We'll barracks it up. I think we're also going to build... Where we got an electric smelter. Just inside the door. We'll get rid of all this stuff. We'll turn it into... steel for us. Look change desired blackjack. How did we get a wrong look for blackjack already? We need a styling station for him. Let's build a stupid styling station. I did not mean for that to be as alliterative as it turned out. It's ideology, I think. Styling station. All right. No good place to put it because it's not really useful. All right, let's start moving beds over. Excellent bed, definitely. We'll bring the normal beds over. Not the poor bed. And Esper can move hers afterwards. And we'll build 2 more on this side. We'll leave the poor ones if we need to. All right. Unassign. Now, Regling, when you say we should have brought dragon hammers, do you mean physical dragon hammers or some members of the dragon hammer clan? Because either would be pretty useful. We could use some really badass melee weapons, but also just, I don't know, King Ned, just take a mountain out in 5 or 6 minutes. Maria's gonna hide in her room, malnourished. Oh shit! Is literally no one hunting? We ran ourselves out of food already. We knew this was gonna be a problem. And if need to be, I'm just going to smack them over the head with the dev mode and put some stupid packaged survival meals down there. All right. Do we have berries? Yes, we do. There are berries on the map. Let's harvest those. What is everyone doing? Mort, you're still building. Okay. Hunt is a higher priority than construct. And we have things designated to hunt. Did they wander off the map? Oh, I think the horses wandered off the map. What about these ibixes? All right, somebody needs to also be assigned to cooking. And that can be... Doesn't matter if they're good at it. Because what we're going to be doing with cooking is just butchering. They're the same skill. What is this down here? Oh, we did... Okay. Did we not assign this? Oh, Maria's pouting. Kubu. Butcher us some food, please. Yeah, everyone's going to start having mental breaks if we don't actually... like, collect food. Oh, we want plant cut also. Plant... Oh my god, no one's plant cutting. There. We need a research bench. Acknowledged. All right, people are actually going to be feeding themselves. Since it looks like you'll be here for a while, Roddy thinks you should give your faction a name. What should it be called? Why is Roddy making this decision for us? Well, we're going to be the Mobius crew. But I don't know why that was Roddy's decision. Now, one thing, we have an ideology here. We should have a little ritual spot. And we're going to decide on a leader and a spiritual leader. So, role change. They're suggesting Esper for our spiritual leader, which I think is the right call. And then we'll put Carl in charge. And then Esper will be able to convert people. And between the two of them, they'll be able to run all our rituals. All right. Successful role change. We begin another role change. Leader will be Blackjack. No? Divine Director. There we go. Why did I thought I turned off all of the requirements for different clothing for roles. Hey, Banjun. Oh, we do have Esper here. Sorry. You're not an Esper fan. She is basically our ship's doctor because no one else knows any healing. All right, Kubu had a tantrum. Did he break anything? Well, he's asleep now. And I mean, his room is this junk pile over here, so we're not too worried. Let's claim and reinstall this standing lamp. And we'll do the same with... Suppose we don't want to build a copy. We want to reinstall. As kind of as a barracks, yeah. Everyone's still assigned to... Blackjack, you still went back to this spot here? All right, we're unassigning that to you. We're just going to assign Blackjack, Mort, Kubu, Roddy. Right, Tinny and Marie will get those when they're done. We have 1,800 wood because this place is essentially made of wood. Oh, it's cold. I wasn't even paying attention to the weather. We're going to need to get this place heated. Let's get temperature control. And we will close this off. Let's just go across this way, I guess. Kubu has a better moral compass, but poorer social skills. We'll actually like be much worse off trying to convert people to our cause if Kubu tries to convert them. It really is based off social skills. Carl would be better at both roles, but we can only have one of each. All right, let's get this set up so that we have smelt metal from slag forever. We will smelt weapons. We will smelt from a small radius around the ship. We will only do... Let's clear all first. We'll do melee weapons, but not breach axes or long swords. So if we get any of those good melee weapons, we'll keep some of those around, right? You did spell those both right, by the way, just FYI. And nothing above good. And we'll also do that forever. So if we have any lousy melee weapons, we'll make some updates as people start dropping like bio-coded stuff that we can't use at all. All right, so this is now kitchen. It's fine. And we're collecting food. Great. Not a ton of food. Did Marie get food poisoning? All right, Esper's having a tantrum. What is this? Recreation starved. Okay, that's legit. We need a horseshoe pin. Really just a staple of life in Rimworld. You got to learn how to play horseshoes, and you got... Oh! Oh! Okay, that's a problem. Can we build another one of those? Yes, they are replaceable. Oh my god, Esper. You just destroyed our pilot console. Alright, we have a raid from the Psych Company. I'm going to call them the Psychic Company. Just because it sounds a little cooler. There's going to be one guy, I'm guessing. First raid's almost always just one guy. One dude. Golos, the Tunneler. That's actually sounds kind of badass. He's an undergrounder, staggeringly ugly, and he's an asexual nudist. There's so much to unpack there. All right, he is healthy. He is carrying a steel knife. He's only age 14. Boy, did somebody mess this kid up, though. Like, how do you become an asexual nudist? Like, he lives underground and he's staggeringly ugly. This is like something out of, like, Goonies. Like... Oh, we should actually, you know, fight him. Let's get everyone lined up. We'll get the sandbags here. We'll pretend this guy's a threat. Oh wait, is he not attacking right away? Oh well, he's preparing for well. We're going to prepare too. Well, we wounded him. Kind of the worst case scenario here. All right, he's dead in 6 hours. Do we... First of all, we've got Esper along. We're going to save his life. The question becomes, what do we do after that? Do we want to recruit him because one big happy family, we find a role for everyone, kid's only 14, or do we say, sorry about all the holes we put in you, go home, kid? I'm leaning towards the latter. All right, first things first, we don't need anyone recruited anymore. Esper, actually, we'll go tend to his wounds without medicine. See, this is the kind of thing we need. Steel knife, pour, that's going to end up in our new smelter. He has 1 wood, and hey, 2 packaged survival meals. That's 2 more than we've got. Let's get those berries picked also. All right, so we're going to need a... Oh, these are 2 poor beds. We can just change this into for prisoners. And once Esper has saved his life, we can take him prisoner and patch him up. He'll be returned to who? What is it? The psychic company. Oh, he's just wandering. He's just crawling off the map. You know what? I think we're just going to let him get away with that. Oh, never mind. Go ahead and capture him. If you could have crawled out of here under your own power, we would have let you. Travelers from the Goo Union are passing by. They're not actually visiting, so we'll just ignore that, kind of. What do we need here? We need 3 components. We have components. All right. Someone... Mort. I don't like not having a pilot console. Get this thing finished so we can get back into the sky if we need to. There. All right. Oh, long-term plans. Let's also make sure we have cooling. All right, how good are these? Doesn't really matter. We're going to get Marie and Tanny reassigned into the ship. It actually looks a little bit like a ship, which is far better than we did last time around. We'll start extending it backwards. How much forward do we have? We've got plenty of room in all directions, honestly, so not a problem on that front. Over here will end up being our eating area. 269 gravelite panels. Let's see where we can get more steel. If Kubu isn't... there's some more veins to mine. What's Kubu up to? All right, you're going back to digging at compacted machinery, which is awesome. A little bit of trauma from the Charlie 7 playthrough on the shortage of components, but we won't be short on components in this play. Momentarily here and there maybe, but long term we get to change maps often enough that we just find them wherever we go. 35 hours left on Astral Prime. Nice. What is that? Roughly the halfway point, I think, on Astral Prime. I think it's like 60 hours or so, so you're just past halfway. I don't remember the runtime offhand. But I do remember that's the one series that is 12 hours instead of... Sorry, 12 hours. 12 missions instead of 16. All right, the race is 70% grown, about max. Mission 6. Okay, so halfway point. All right, everyone's sleeping, including Golos. So we got to set him up to release. We get nothing for releasing him. We're not going to sell him for $161. Just not how we operate. Oh, we should make ourselves some shelves in here to be able to store lots of food. Overflow food. For the time being, we do technically have our ritual spot in the freezer. Oh, which is not a freezer yet. Let's... There we go. Now this will be a freezer. Mort looks like a ninja in his all-black vac suit. All right, let's link those settings. And just food. Plus... We'll do plant matter. And even though this is not technically manufactured, herbal medicines under the manufactured category. I would love to store Kubu's favorite food in our freezer. All right, we're doing pretty good around here. So we're going to start making the back part of the ship, or at least planning it out. Even if we have to do a little lopsided. 184 grav panels. All right, we can make this whole back area. Obviously, we still need the steel for it all. Oh, spoiled food disappears. It's spoiled animals that start causing a problem. We can't do that there, though. So we should create a separate stockpile on the ground. Oh, wow. Didn't even get a chance to change the settings on that. Clear all. And we will want corpses, animal corpses, and don't allow rotten. All right, grav core detected. Mechanoid relays. He loves bunnies, but Kubu's favorite food is lots. All right, we just did an energy signature of a grav core. It is powering a relay that is part of a huge mechanoid communication net. You can disassemble the relay, but the process will take days to complete. The relay itself will be heavily defended by mechanoids. Obtain grav cores and gravlight panels to increase the size of your grav ship. So this is the easiest type of quest you can get to get gravlight panels. It's over here. It is a hare habitat, so we will be able to hunt hares in greater numbers. But all this will be, there'll be 3 things to hack. If you hack them, the mechanoid relay itself will become vulnerable, and you shoot it, and you get the stuff. There should be, at this point in the game, 1 mech defending each of the spots. Many of them won't even be ranged, so we just have to gather fire and shoot them all. Now, we don't have a lot of firepower yet. Mort's got the only real weapon, and we've got a revolver. Everyone else will be doing melee, and you don't want to be in melee with scythers because they can cut people in half. Yeah, speaking of bunnies. So, we will be going there probably next. Let's actually take a quick look at the world map again. How close was that? Not that close. That does look like 2 trips. One thing we'll probably want to do is make 2 more thrusters, because this directly affects our range. Our range is 20 tiles. So each of these will give us 10 more range. So go straight from 20 to 40. Don't know that that's going to get us to the other spot, but it gives us a shot at least. We will have to move these to be able to fire them. They can't be shooting at the ship. So, but these can just be picked up and moved. So that part's nice. Okay, I didn't see it happen, but we did let Golan the whatchamaguy out of here. So didn't really get much from him. Just 2 packaged survival meals, which look like they've already been eaten. We should probably change our food policy to, where do we say? Where's paste? There it is. That way we save the packaged survival meals for emergencies. Don't know why no one's smelting yet. Possibly because we set no upper limit on the chem fuel. So let's do until we have X, and we'll set that to be 450 excess. And we'll see if that just gets him to work on this. Did Carl ever come over and fix his look? Once he wakes up, we'll have him... There we go. So, it does look like we've let Carl run amok with the styling station. This doesn't really scream Carl to me. First things first, Carl's not a beard guy until much later in the series. Which, I didn't even see the Carl beard here. Big bushy ZZ Top style beard. I could see him with that. But right now, stubble. As for hair, no, that's definitely not Carl. I kind of picture Carl with this. I could just let him stick with that. But I think what we're going to do... Everyone seems to like Carl with the blue hair. We can go with blue hair Carl. Yeah, I'm fine with the kind of messy, just woke up, didn't know why I needed a comb kind of look there. We've got dye, we might as well, right? Beard is very Gary Oldman. The one he picked, yeah. All right, let's reinstall this sucker over there. Right now we can't even take off because none of our thrusters are facing anyway. Actually, this one I think isn't interrupted yet. All right, Lynx is hunting Kubu. Where is Kubu? Kubu's over here. Kubu, run back. Actually, everyone just kind of rally to this spot. Well, thank you, everyone. This is why I don't like mining away from base. If that we had not gotten as much notice, Kubu could have been in some trouble there. This is not a version of Kubu that can be 9 tons at the flip of a magical switch. All right, we are short on steel now, so that's what's holding up more production. Oh, we ended up putting the horseshoe pin onto the ship. Nice. We'll get into the whole point. Wait. Why do we have... Okay, this is an unacceptable stockpile now. Delete this zone. We have rotting horses. No. No rotting horses on board, please. Have we brought corpses in... These guys. Come on. All right. We'll stop that. Boomalop Revenge. All right. A Boomalop is attacking due to a botched tame attempt. Marie. Party foul. Ideally, we'll catch the Boomalop in this non-flammable area. Awesome. Perfect. Do we shoot? No, she's light burn from that. Okay. Okay, that could be worse. We will turn this off from prisoners. And we'll make medical bed. Marie. Rest until healed. Everyone. Okay. We have a foggy rain, which is keeping that from becoming a problem. All right. Food binge Esper. Observed rotting corpse. I wonder whose fault that is. Go food binge. We have very little to eat. You can binge on nutrient paste. It's good for you. Overdose. Asper, what did you take? What are you overdosing on? Go juice. Oh my god. Like, I saw a corpse. Now I'm turning into Jesse Pinkman. One of the things I like about this scenario is that, unlike pretty much every other Rimworld scenario, is it starts you doing something instead of recovering from nothing. Medical research. Well, I mean, we will research some medical stuff. Boy, is Esper zipping around on that go juice, though. All right, can we... All right, can we relocate this? And let's also reinstall this one. Roddy's going swimming. After you're done swimming, do you mind moving the engines? We are making some progress here. And we haven't heard a peep out of the mechs since we got here, so we're good here. All right, Regling, have a good night. Thanks for staying up late. All right, do we have other things to hunt? A bunch of does. We can have some does. They seem to be the sweet spot between will attack back and are not worth the bullets to collect. A lot of Muffalos and Mega Sloths. A lot of meat there, but not a lot of we won't get attacked for shooting them. Oh, yeah. No worries. I'm pretty dense when I'm focused on something, so I would not blame you for that one. All right, so trees. How are we? Do we have a lot of steel just lying around the map? Get the uranium over there. Oh, I don't know that we have the resources to really be effectively raiding that ancient stockpile. Probably not worth going for. We don't have any medicine, but we might need more medicine going in there looking for it. Nice to see the temperature in there controlled. Green temperature's there, blue temperature's there, as it should be. All right, so once we actually get this flooring done, we'll wall some of this in. We're going to want probably a little hospital over on the side. We're going to want a dining and rec area. And I guess this is our production area for now, so that's probably okay. Combined with the barracks. Not ideal, but we can live with that. We won't be able to build poker or pool tables until we get some cloth, though. Always weirdly hard to do on this mode. Hey, there we go. And it all comes down to the growth time for cotton. Growing it yourself is not a great option. All right, let's get... All right, so we're going to do... All right, central spot there. There. And we'll relocate these thrusters again. Wait. Oh, no, we're over. We're over our limit. Oh, we can't build all this. All right, we're going to pull up some flooring after we put this down. I didn't realize we had too many Gravelite panels to build from. All right, so let's remove floor. Let's say remove foundation. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I will put this there. And it's there. All right, sorry. What is attack? Boomlope Revenge again? Wait. There's a mad Boomlope indoors? Who let this happen? All right. Is there anyone else on the map? All right, this is gonna be a problem. There's a mad Boomlope in our ship, in our freezer. All right, let's get everybody over here. We're gonna hold this door open. Actually, we're gonna back everyone off. We're gonna hold that door open. And Kubu. All right. Coast is clear, everybody. Let's get the fire out. Let's get the home area expanded. I don't want that fire spreading. All right. Well, that could have gone worse. We couldn't let it exit on its own because it can't use doors. We actually had to open the door for it to let it out. But it did seem to work. All right, we need a research bench. That'll go in this area here. All right, do we have... We're 504 out of 500. I believe some of this is still designated pull up. No, not yet. Remove foundation. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do one there and one there. It's been a while since I've overbuilt the size limit on a ship, so yay. Yeah, it must have. Someone must have fled indoors when it went mad. And the door just didn't close before they got followed in. But they did get out before it could follow them out, so... if we had done something like that on purpose, it would have been impressive. As it stands, it was not. Alright. Next phase. Oh, we'll also build a steel door there, and copies there and there. This is our cargo bay. It's going to be a little bit of overlap with the common room. Okay, so Kubu's actually actively supplying this work site with steel. And what are you grabbing from over here? Oh, some of this stuff is still here. How much steel did we end up getting? 60. All that was only 60 steel. But still. I think some wooden shelving in here. No, in here. This will still be our hospital. All right, 1, 2, 3 beds across. Space to move. And there. Mad Muffalo. Well. Okay. Or at least fighting effectively when every animal in the world goes mad at us. I think it is safe to build a research bench now. And we're getting a raid from the Psychic Company. Some version of the hum on this map. Ridiculous numbers of animals going mad. It's just a really common random event. All right, group of wasters coming. They are preparing for a while, then they will attack. Oh, it's two. Rika and Dennis. Rika is a scientist who is unwaveringly loyal. And Dennis is a streamer who is unwaveringly loyal. He's wielding a gladius. Are they both wasters? A hussar. Okay, so she's going to be actually dangerous. Those are tough to bring down. Not ridiculous, because, I mean, she's got a pump shotgun. Don't mind the equipment. All right, so they're wandering down a little bit. Oh, wow, they're coming all the way down there. Oh, we've got a group of wanderers coming through. Now they're not going to play into the at all. All right, we're closing in the back of the ship. Nice. All right, so we're going to need some interior doors. Let's build one there and one there. I think I like that spot better. This will be a little hospital. We'll build some new beds in it. Nice thing about being on a woodsy map is we can just throw wooden furniture around all over the place. Now, based on previous playthroughs, I'm going to do something silly here. I'm just going to go ahead and build a double bed. We know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Oh, psychic wasters are coming to get us. Where are they coming from? They're there. I think if we array ourselves thusly... let's get someone into melee combat here. Why are you building a... All right, where's Kubu? Kubu's never around because he's always off mining somewhere. Oh, there he is. I feel so bad. Kubu, I did not mean to malign you like that. Can we get more people into combat here? Hey, we have downed Dennis. He is unwaveringly loyal, though. Bunch of silver and a celebratory beer. Roddy, drink the beer. Everyone else, go about your business. Actually, Tanny, equip the gladius. Roddy, equip the pump shotgun. Oh, how badly was Tanny hurt? I saw her take a pump shotgun bruise. All right. Esper. Tend to Tanny, please. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's get everyone to herbal medicine or less. Like that. But no, Esper, you still do need to treat her. It's like, if I can't use this good medicine, I'm not using any. What do the skulls mean? Where are we seeing skulls? If you give me some context, I'll give you my best guess. When combat ended... Oh, they've seen dead bodies. If you see them talking about skulls, yeah, that's them seeing something dead. Like, oh no, I saw something dead. Even if they killed them themselves, it does distress them a little seeing dead bodies. All right, let's get these dedicated to medical. And this one, not. All right, these any good? Good bed, normal bed, normal bed. It's fine. How'd this one come out? Excellent double wooden bed. Mort has called this one Bluff. This furniture is engraved with a portrait of... a portrayal of Riddick Roddy Cathlet building a small thruster while smiling proudly. 10 sheriffs gaze in awe. The overall composition is focused. This illustration refers to Roddy finishing construction on a small thruster on the 12th of September, 5500, which was yesterday. Hey, you know, we didn't bring him along for his creativity. Let's put some conduits in the walls. Let's get ourselves some light to work by. Now, we didn't actually steal any tables from the last place we were. Oh, sorry, this is the first place we were. This is the okay. The last place was space. So we still have like a marble table. It's not great, but it's free. We will reinstall it in here and repair it. And we will grab some of these dining chairs. Let's see. NB. Oops, I gave him the backwards chair. Well, we'll fix that in a minute. There. Let's just start stealing furniture. Oh, we're started harvesting rice. I didn't even notice we got a bunch of rice in here. Our food situation's in good shape. Our chem fuel situation's in great shape. I don't really like these lights. I really prefer wall lights for the most part. I could steal them. Actually, probably better to deconstruct them. I might be able to get a little bit of steel. You know what? Let's do something silly here. We're going to remove roof area. And then we're going to just tear this place down. So I don't want the roofs falling in on people, but I wonder if we get cloth out of these sandbags too. If we get tiny bits of cloth, there might be enough tiny bits of cloth to construct one poker table, which is all we need cloth for, short term. All right. A group of poor travelers are approaching looking for help. The travelers are begging for 140 silver. They want the silver so they can buy back a friend who was recently kidnapped. Uh-huh. Sure, your friend was kidnapped. You can give these items to the travelers by selecting the colonist and right-clicking on Kina. Travelers will move on in one day. Well, we're gonna check out their story, but I don't think we have 140 silver. Sorry. What do you got? First of all, they're wearing cultist hoods. All right. First of all, who's Kina? Artifactor. Careful shooter. They're part of the Free Creed. Individualists. Diversity of thought exalted. Free love, free and approved. Okay, they seem like chill people. Slavery is horrible. No organ harvesting. Child labor is disapproved. Skull spikes are disapproved. All right, they don't seem like crazy zealots. I can't fault them there. Fast learner and body purist. Quick sleeper, ascetic, teetotaler, Neanderthal. Are they all Neanderthals? No, mostly baseliners. Pyromaniac jogger who's pretty. That's probably how you get away with being a pyromaniac, is to be pretty and a jogger. Well, they just set fire to my house, but I mean, she's pretty, and it's hard to catch up to her, so I'm just going to let that one go. Quick sleeping, city teetotaler, also Neanderthal, and what was Vivian's deal? Unwaveringly loyal, so it doesn't matter. I think we are just going to not pay them. I think that just what's going to happen is they're going to hang around for a while, and we're going to pretend they're not there, talk loudly about how nice it would be if they were somewhere else, and move on with our lives. Like, what if one of our people were kidnapped and we were 140 silver short? Hmm? Did they ever consider that? All right, we need to recollect some of this stuff. More wooden shelving, I think, is in order. Nice thing is the shelving's so inexpensive. And we'll just make general purpose so we can, get graphite panels and more wood stored in the ship. There's this laboratory, technically. We can eat in the lab, it's fine. Oh, we tamed a boomalope. Now we got to figure out what to do with it. Do we have 2 boomalopes? We have 2 boomalopes. I didn't notice that. Should have, because one of them was wandering around indoors. Now, once we have more room on the ship, we could just build a little outdoor patio fenced in with the boomalopes on it. Not really the plan. Roof collapse. Oh, come on. That's why I told you to take the roof apart first. All right, we are getting a little bit of steel. 10 there is not the worst thing. Okay, there appears to be no roof left over here. Current looking. I mean, it does default you to a flying saucer because the radius they give you. Like a sunfish kind of shape. You figure an alien species with flying saucer technology would be able to make them round. Just, inscribe a circle. Like, if you can't do that, you've got a starfish, sunfish. Did we ever harvest the tint plants? What happened to those? Was it not a real grow zone? What's this guy over here? Dennis died over there. Let's get a gas mask. Would have been nice to grab him. That would have been mean to go, hey, you're on your own. Take all your clothes off. Let him try to crawl off the map. Actually, we don't need gas masks. We've got vac suit helmets, which are like gas masks, but vacuum tight. All right, here we go. Biotech Xenotype Lab unearthed. Now, normally I would be all over these, but we don't have the gene tech to preserve them. So we'd be getting a lot of stuff that would just sort of deteriorate on us. Once we get down there, we'll grab a bunch of these. Let's see, where do we have? Derelict radio beacon seems to be emitting faint radio signals with a location tracker. By decrypting these signals, we've discovered that they seem to be leading to an ancient biotech lab not far from the Mobius landing site. Let's see what they consider that. Oh, actually, really not. We definitely could get there in one shot. Let's see what our range looks like these days. Oh, that is so borderline. I don't think that's 2 jumps. I think it's just a little bit. Will it actually tell us how far it is? It will not. No. It'll only tell us overland. Well, we're going to be heading that way anyway. All right, someone needs to be in charge of cleaning. Kubu is in charge of cleaning, and he is also our miner. That's why no one's cleaning. All right, who else can clean? Marie. And we're going to establish a ship zone. And we'll call it Mobius, and we will we'll just trim off little bits outside. Good enough. Now, Marie, stay on the ship for a little while cleaning. I've always found it important to have a ship zone designation so that, especially when you're dealing with vacuum, you can take the people who are under-equipped or non-combatants and just stick them on the ship. Like, stay put. Kids, anyone without a working vac helm, you don't want to deal with it. All right, I'm not seeing little bits of cloth after these sandbags go away, which would have been nice. Oh, look at this. We've already filled up all these shelves here. So much stuff. We'll build another shelf for medicine in here. Maybe another one for prosthetics. Just all prosthetics can go in there. And this one will be all medicine. Especially since you're going to be fleeing mechs this whole playthrough. Nice to be able to have an easy place to send everyone in a pinch. Yeah. There's a nice thing about having a working grav ship is that if you are also confronted by a raid of some sort that you're just ill-equipped to handle, you can just say, yeah, we're not hanging around. Bye. They can't follow you. All right. It is summer. I don't know why that's relevant here. I guess this is a temperate zone. Thank you for giving us a heads up that it's summer. We have a freezer. We got plenty to eat. Crops coming in. Not a whole lot of reason to hang out this place anymore. We'll try to collect our steel over here and leave this poor sleeping turkey in his newfound cave. Didn't know we had cave turkeys on our bingo card, but we've got cave turkeys. Oh, we didn't mention get 157 cloth. I take it back. We just collected that cloth quickly. Let's recreate. What kind of poker table do we want? A uranium poker table? Golden poker table? I don't think we can afford any of those. But a slate poker table actually sounds pretty cool. And I think we accidentally deconstructed the last couple doors. Sorry, last couple chairs. All right, incoming mechanoids. The mechhive scanning process is close to determining your location. When it locates your grav ship, it will send a massive mechanoid force, gather your supplies, then flee the map by selecting the pilot console and select launch. Mechanoid threat 6 days, though. 6 days. I'm dying of cancer because I couldn't stay away from the uranium poker table. Yeah, that is sort of a non-worry. It's sort of like you can make goblets out of lead in Dwarf Fortress. One of those. This shouldn't work, but kind of sort of does. All right, we're going to make ourselves a stockpile that's just steel. And it's just for getting stuff off the map. All right, we're going to cancel all that work. We're harvesting. Great timing on that. Grabbing a last harvest before the mechanoids come. We're not going to be cutting this close either. We're just going to pillage the map, get moving. Try to get the medicine before we... No, we're not from the stockpile. That is not a mechs are coming, let's sneak into the stockpile thing. No. We've got a bulk goods trader, though. From the Goo Union. Wow, there's a lot of guys there. Now, if I had an Ancient Danger, I might pop that next to these guys, but the stockpile will have to go down inside. We'll have to hack it. We might even need to be able to finish hacking it in a reasonable time period. All right, Blackjack. Who are we going to talk to? Mantis. All right, a lot of stuff can go both directions here. I think getting the Go Juice out of here is probably best for everyone. Could trade a bunch of meat, but I don't want to give it up. Not selling components. We'll buy your cloth from you, though. Dye, wood. Oh man, we could sell so much wood to these guys now. We're not taking all this wood with us, so we will figure out how much we want from these guys and give wood so that we take all their money and leave nothing on the table. I don't think we need any clothing from you. What else do you have? Goose eggs, meat, animals. All right, well, I think we're just figuring out how much we need to give you to get 1196 from you. There's no books here. I'd take books in a second, but no books are on the list. So wood. All right, more than 500. About 1,500. Oh, that's close. Let's. There. Literally every silver you've got, and we still have a ton of wood. I'm going to change the stockpile to include silver. Unless we've already grabbed it. We might have instantly grabbed that and gotten into board. That's my guys. Mechanoids coming? Sure. Money on the ground? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, more. Finish playing horseshoes, then you get a poker table. One of them is clearly the better game. Actually, you know what I'm going to do as soon as that's done? I'll show you in a second here. Okay, poker table actually does take a while to build. Are we getting a good one, though? Please be a good one, Mort. Excellent. Oh, nice. All right, so what we're doing, we're going to reinstall that table over there. Put the poker table in its spot. And we'll move this over so we can reuse 2 of the chairs. Oh no, we would have kept the wood with us. It would have just been piled on shelves, but that's a ton of wood. We don't need all of it. All right. Now, how's this looking over here? We still got a bunch of steel to bring in. Roddy, what are you doing? You're researching? Haul some steel, please. I appreciate the research, but research can happen anywhere, and this steel is coming with us. All right, who else? Tanny, playing poker. Once you're done poker, haul steel. Five days left. Animal starvation. Okay, we're going to take our boomalopes, and we're going to release them to the wild. We can make our own chem fuel. Unfortunately, the chairs we didn't grab, I think I accidentally included on my mass deconstruct order. So they'd be just sitting around here somewhere. No. We managed to grab 8 chairs, which is, you know, not half bad. I don't want any of these boulders, though. Let's get those out of here if we can. They're ugly, and they will make people a little bit unhappy. Kubu would desire a look change. Sure. Down to the styling station, Kubu. Mechanoids coming. We got to look good. All right. Kubu will be unhappy with the following hair and beard. All right. Bald, not a problem. I don't know what kind of hairstyle works for Kubu. Honestly, this snazzy kind of works. I'm going to go with that kind of works for me. Beard. I think no beard is fine. No beard isn't fine. We have to have a beard? That's weird. We're beard weird. That kind of looks doggish. Sorry, not a doggish. This one also works. Is that the tufts? Scruffy. I think this kind of blends into the snazzy a little bit. Do we want to dye the hair a little bit? We could make Kubu an entirely different color. Oof. Whoa, Kubu could glow. All right, who's in favor of glowing Kubu? I'm actually kind of liking this a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about liking this a little bit. Oh, let's just do it. We can always change it back later if we decide it was a mistake. Little pink ears and tail sticking out. All right. Lubov's Shack of Supplies. Lubov, first sinner of Spacer's network, has informed us of a collection of valuable items worth $800 not far from us. The collection consists of a tornado generator. Lubov says 8 man-hunting crows are wandering nearby, and there may be an unknown threat. I know it's kind of not the idea, but a tornado generator sounds like it would wreck 8 man-hunting crows. Or really just about anything, frankly. The tornado generators are like literally a natural disaster. Terramancy, yeah. Let's see where they are located. We're not obligated to this at all. It's off to the totally opposite direction. Could have been in here, you know? I don't know. It sounds like an easy one. I'm tempted to just go get it for the fun of it. Give it to Mort. We got to get out of here anyway. Have we picked up all those? Yeah, we picked up all the steel. We picked up all the uranium. I think it's time we pick up and leave. Everyone get your emotes ready. Oof, 47% expected quality. We really need to improve this ship, but only so much we can do with the tech we've got. And the item stash is there. It's on a foggy pond in a temperate forest. So more temperate forests. Let's go. We'll upset somebody a little bit. That's all right. We land a little close to someone's territory, but they're the ones who told us about it, I think. Now, here's a silly trick. These quests don't actually come specific to Odyssey content. They're generic. You could just go on horseback or on foot, buffaloes, whatever, to get to this location. What you can do with a grouse ship, however... Oh, it won't let you land on man-hunting ones. Oh. You can't just land on animals and kill them. Like, I could park over these ibixes, they would just get squooshed. Apparently, you can't just land on top of man-hunting ones, though. This got to be for game balance only. All right, we're going to switch things over this way. And we'll just get prepared to fight them. We apparently can't just drop the flying house onto people. And in this case, people includes these man-hunting crows. Not on purpose. Are you saying that I could drop a flying house on them if this were Oz? Oh no, oh no. Okay, everyone just There's still any alive here? Is that ever? Okay, wow. Okay. That was quicker than I even expected. I guess you can only shoot a crow once. Mort, go find your tornado generator. You've earned it. I don't know how you did specifically, but... equip tornado generator, please. All right. For anyone who's curious, this ancient control unit for a network of weather control satellites. This device has had certain failsafes bypassed. It is capable of causing a massive air current disturbance, which will generate a tornado at the chosen location. The weather network will detect this unauthorized intrusion and lock out the device after use, but the tornado will be left to spend its energy normally. Now, if we had like a regular type base and people were to lay siege to it, tornado generator would be a great way to just rip their temporary base right off the map. We'll have to be a little more careful with that, but there are definitely some scenarios. Like if this were like a Neanderthaler or a Hussar base that we were coming after, that could work. As it stands, though, let's see how long it'll take before we can move on. 3.3 days, and that's really all we're going to probably look to spend here. Then we'll start heading back the other direction. We didn't go far enough east that I don't think it'll still be 3 jumps to get to our mechanoid relay. So, you have 1 crowbeak injury. Rest until healed. Kubu, you have a ton of little scratches. Go rest until healed. Esper. Once they're in bed, let's go tend to them. Like, there's being blasé about minor injuries, and then there's allowing bleeding wounds to become infected. Ooh, got a bite scar from the left eye from a crowbeak. That's not good. Well, that's just signing people up for future bionics. All right, mechanoids aren't a threat. We're taking care of Kubu, and we knew about Summer. If nothing else, starting off with vac suits and helmets does actually protect them a little bit. Vac suits aren't great armor, but they're definitely better than clothing. Well, let's take a look at this map. We had a foggy pond, so this little bits here. Let's look around to see. All right, we have some mineable ore. Not a huge draw, obviously. We'll get some horses. I'm not seeing anything over there that's interesting. Let's look at the... All right. Bunch of compacted machinery. No compacted plasteel. That's the one we already saw before. All right, not much compacted steel on this map at all, but now we're going to be here for 3 days, which means we're not going to be here long enough to harvest crops. So we'll chop some wood. We'll hunt some stuff. Not sparrows. And we'll move on when our engines cool down. Well, you can hunt quail, I guess. All right. And we'll recover from our man-hunting crow battle. Oops, did I not ever turn this around? There. I love how there's like a progress bar to spin a chair 180. Did we not get rid of... Release to wild, sir. Boomalope. We tried to release you to wild last time. It didn't take. No, it wasn't on purpose. I selected both boomalopes and said release to wild. And apparently we didn't get to round to one of them before we took off. And it reset the order. So we'll try that again. Actually, can Marie just get this guy out of here? If you love someone, set them free. Also, if you're afraid someone might explode in your kitchen, set them free. Now we're doing good. Okay, we gotta get this stockpile out of here. And we'll change this stockpile to fill up the rest of the space here. There. Awkward stockpile, but whatever. Do we have any other rituals we can do? We can have a ladies' night or a drunken party. Let's move our ritual spot and get rid of that one. And I think it's time we had a drunken party. We don't have a light ball or active loudspeakers, but we're going to take a drunken party anyway. Because sometimes it's not about how good a party it is, it's about having the party at all. New lovers. Mort flirted with Esper. Oh no, it's a Mort and Esper playthrough. It was a boring drunken party. Everyone participated in the ritual against -1 mood for 6 days. We bummed everyone out. Alright, so this is now Mort and Esper. It was bound to happen. Happens every time, just a matter of who. No light bulb, obviously, was the problem. We could have a ladies' night, which I think is different. Leader will give an encouraging speech, and then everyone will socialize for a while. We'll we'll let everyone sleep it off, and then we'll have ladies' night. We're not doing a lot on this map tile, so might as well use the time for some rituals. We could also begin a leader speech. Could have Carl do a leader speech. I don't know. Leader speech or ladies' night. Research finished. Hydroponics. Well, we've been working on that's the first thing we've researched here. Rapidly grow crops indoors. Yeah. We know what hydroponics is. All right, so tech-wise, carpets are nice to have for an indoor setting. Advanced lights, never a bad thing to have. This is like a, I don't know what to do, make some advanced lights. Microelectronics are a must, but are they the next thing? Sterile materials are good for a hospital. Get xenogenetics if you want to start grabbing some of those lab quests. I think microelectronics is the way to go. We'll get our high-tech research bench. We'll swap it out for the low-tech one. All right. I think with the chance of grabbing a random new crew member, we'll host Ladies' Night. We'll see who else might want to show up. Interesting that it would like to be started at an altar and have a lectern and pews. I couldn't rename pews to, like, bar stools. Ladies' Night has begun. All right, we had a fun Ladies' Night. A Wanderer joins, Mark. His best stat is melee. Well, we'll accept him. Because we always need warm bodies. If we want to start doing stuff like those medicine stockpiles, why do it with crew when you can do it with red shirts? Exactly. All right, let's find our new dude. Oh, Mark is a definite xenohuman. He's a hiveling. This is all xenogenes. We could fix him by xenoing all of this stuff away. He has spinnerets, parasitic stinger that can implant his xenogenes, insect blood, jelly sacks, antitoxic lungs. Nice, we could send him into some toxic scenarios. Strong melee damage. Interesting. Moth wings and unsettling appearance. No shit. Hiveling voice, antenna, pollution stimulus. So he actually gains stats from being exposed to poison. He's bad at crafting, art, and socializing. Okay, well, he has joined the crew, and he's going to be digging at compacted machinery. Let's see what his other stats are. He is nimble and kind. I mean, who's objecting here? He's good with plants, so once we have hydroponics set up, someone to tend the plants. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to accept the weird. And this weird's name is Mark. It's just a little complex down here. Is it steel walls? Yeah. Probably not worth taking all apart. Where are you mining, though? You're going to go mine over there. All right. More power to you there, Mark. He definitely has the creepy, I heard there are ladies here kind of vibe. So it creates a cloud of pheromonal compounds that are irresistible to all insects. They'll feel reinvigorated and strengthened when close to the carrier. Deconstruction is maybe a little faster than mining, but it produces very little. When you mine for steel, you can get like 15 or 20 from a spot. When you deconstruct, you might get like 2 or 3. So yeah, it's something, but we have 1600 and it's a long way to send somebody across the map for relatively little. These ibixes, on the other hand, look delicious. And like we could extrude them through a hopper. and out this little nozzle here and into a tray. Come here, little Ibex. Would you like to be extruded through a nozzle? They never say yes. We have 240 cloth. That should be enough to make ourselves a pool table. Let's relocate this. Yeah. Be a little space efficient. And then see if we can squeeze a pool table in. If not, we'll put it in the bedroom. They're movable. We can relocate it after. Not sure either of those spots works. That will, though. Oop. All right. We don't want a wooden billiard table. Can we build a slate billiard table? We don't have enough slate. What do we have enough of, stone-wise? Granite. Granite billiard tables doesn't sound half bad. All right, let's get that created. Granite billiard table. Slate's the proper material to make one. And I appreciate it being right next to our ritual spot. We also got rare thrumbos. We're venturing across the map. We don't have anyone with inspired taming. It's the only realistic way to grab them without someone who's like crazy good at animals, which we don't have. So we will not have a thrombosa like our Charlie 7 colony has. And we could change Mark to a call sign if we wanted to go that route. I kind of like the eldritch horror walking around our ship with just the most normal name. Okay, Warnel, less normal. I don't know where it might be considered more normal. Where Wormel is normal. A lot of extra space in here, actually. We could figure out something to do with that. Look, change desired Marie. All right, Marie. You can go visit the changing station in the morning when you wake up. I do approve of Roddy putting... Actually, Roddy or Mort putting a pool table together both work for me. Yeah, I think when we hit the 2-hour mark for the stream, we'll take a break from Rimworld and we'll do a 1,000-word challenge. I'd like to see the outcome of this pool table. Marie has gotten food poisoning from rice. Dangerous food type. Why are you eating the rice? We have a nutrient paste dispenser. All right. Let's get her a new look. Unhappy with her hair. What is her hairstyle? No hairstyle. She's bald right now. Pigtails and cat ears look weird. The scorpion tail doesn't look half bad, honestly. Cat dreadlocks? Kind of digging the cat dreadlocks. I think we're going to go with that. All right. Somebody come over here and finish the damn pool table for me. I am appreciating that the ship is pretty tidy. Okay, I wasn't even really thinking of the Predator thing, but that might be kind of the vibe there. Oh, Mobius is ready to launch. We'll finish the pool table. We will not launch today. We'll save that for next week. Mort and Roddy both sleeping. I'll let one of them finish the stupid pool table. 215 work left. I'm hoping it's not a disappointing pool table after all this. Oh, quest active. Ship to the stars. We're just going to cancel that. That's the standard escape. I have a lot of experience playing with the Odyssey scenario, so I've done this a bunch of times. I'm pretty comfortable with the startup. I find it's a little easier to get moving with, you know, a ship. Like, of all the stuff to struggle with, this solves a lot of it for me. All right, Roddy's working here. There we go. Mort's watching. Oh, you're just playing horseshoes. Okay. It's just the lack of the struggle for the basic startup stuff. There we go. Good pool table. All right. Well, that's fine. Would have been nice to get an excellent one, but not going to complain beyond this. But we are going to save here. Save and quit to OS, and we will head over to work on 1,000 words. Let's see if Kristen has gotten me something set up yet. My Google Drive here. Oh, I see one there. All right, let's get this. Download a copy of that. And we will open. All right, and we will zoom to fit window. There we go. All right, everyone's seeing this now. All right. 1,000 words at JS Morin. The idea here is we take the old adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we will take a picture I've never seen before, post it to the Discord, hop in the Discord and look for 1,000 word challenge if you'd like to participate. Someone has uploaded this picture, which I've never seen, and I am going to take a few minutes here and off the top of my head, live on stream, tell a story based on this picture. Harold Mann found a map. It was in his grandparents' house. They had just recently passed, and he was in charge of the estate. Amid the old trunks and dress forms and old sacks, there was this little map, and he wasn't sure what it was for because it didn't match any places he'd ever heard of before. It said the maze. Now, he knew what a maze was. Hedge mazes, back of a cereal box. You know, he was familiar with a maze. But he'd never thought much about it. This one seems strange, though. It was remarkably well crafted. It was like parchment. Who made things out of parchment casually? Like, that was as good as leather. Someone really went to some trouble for this, and it nagged at him for days before he finally settled it. You know what? I'm going to figure out what this map goes to. And he sat down at his kitchen table, actually his grandparents' kitchen table, but it was his now. And he spread the map out and started looking at it. It looked architectural to him. And once he realized that, the pieces seemed to fall into place. Because what he was looking at wasn't a map of a city or a country. It was a map of this house. It was strangely stylized, so it didn't jump right out at him immediately. But it was a map of the doors of the house, as if there were no walls whatsoever. And he took a piece of translucent paper, laid it over, and started sketching in the walls so that he could picture in his head how to navigate around. and he wandered the house with the pair, held up together, reconciling each door with one of the ones in the house. But there was one that didn't exist. It was in the basement. There was just a wall there, masonry, plain as day, same as all the stone around it. Been there hundreds of years, he'd had to guess. But when he put his hand to it, right where the map showed, it went through. He pulled his hand back immediately. He checked it, felt it. It was still there, his hand, but had he really just passed his hand through solid rock? He took a fireplace poker, just discarded junk from his grandparents' basement. He poked it through, passed right through like it wasn't there at all. Huh, he said to himself. How odd. He set that down, shrugged into his coat, tipped his hat, said, you know what? I'm off for an adventure. And he stepped through. On the other side, he saw a vast maze. Well, clearly the map had been right. There was a maze, but it wasn't on the map. It's what the map was showing him the way to. The map didn't give him any directions of what to do on the far side. A narrow set of steps led away from the... Well, he turned around. There was a little archway behind him. Stone. Short. He must have ducked to get through without noticing. Huh, he said to himself, aloud, but it came out as with a little bit of a whinny. Huh? Felt around his nose. What the? His hands appeared normal in front of him, but he had a horse's head? He retreated to the archway immediately and stuck his head through. His grandparents' basement was still there. He felt his face. Human. He pulled back out. Horse. Human. Horse. Human. Horse. Well, so long as it's just while I'm here, can't be any harm. So he took out his map and folded it carefully, tucked it away inside the coat pocket of his jacket, and trudged off. So many places to explore. There were birds. Birds seemed to disappear and reappear out of other arches, other parts of the maze. It was strangely a maze atop the walls of a maze. He peered down and he couldn't see the bottoms. If there was a canyon down there with another maze that could be navigated between, he didn't want to find out. Not yet. Not without better preparation. He kept his balance. The wind seemed a breeze. The birds seemed to be able to fly around just fine, so maybe it was safe. Watched his footing carefully and set off, exploring along the tops of the maze walls. Lefts and rights and lefts. Kept looking back over his shoulder, and he could see the arch he came through. Paint, he told himself. I'm going to paint that. Maybe put up a light. Searchlight. I wonder if AC current works through that portal. Well, won't get anywhere staying here and imagining. He continued on until he came to another portal. This one looked like it was in a little tower, but it had an archway, just like his, except obviously it had a tower around it, but the arch itself seemed the same. He reached through, wishing he'd brought the poker with him, pulled his arm back. It was still there. His arm had disappeared into the gloom briefly, like he felt like he should have been able to see it, but he couldn't. Whatever. He held the two sides of the portal. He assumed it was a portal, and put his head through. Paris. He was looking out a balcony in Paris. Ha! Marvelous, marvelous, he told himself. He pulled his head back through. Horse again. What was I in Paris? He put his head back through. Person. I wonder if this is a horse world he pulled himself through again. Am I a man in Paris because Paris is peopled by men? Am I a horse here because there are horses here? Horses with hands? Horses who wear boots? He retreated. He found his way back to his original portal. Oh, he was going to make a fortune. A trading company. He could see it now. An empire. He was going to map the portals. He was going to put up guardrails and handrails. He was going to survey it. He was going to bring telescopes. He was going to bring platforms. He'd hire on help. London to Paris in seconds. New York to Tokyo, perhaps? Maybe even set up a hotel in this strange land where humans have horse heads. Oh, he was going to be a very wealthy man, thanks to the maze. I think that was a non-catastrophic ending to a man whose greed may have saved him from a fate worse than curiosity. Never let it be said that curiosity killed the cat, without also mentioning that the magpie was saved by his greed. I don't think that's a good phrase at all. Whatever. Greed saved this dude, but it's probably going to kill a lot more in the long run, because he's not going to be the one who falls down into that chasm between maze walls. It's going to be some employee of his. And man, the NDAs you'd have to sign to start working here. Whew. Way to get yourself on a government list, having access to a maze of a million portals. Thank you all for joining us here tonight, today, whatever time zone you're in. Looking forward to some more of our Black Ocean Rimworld playthrough. I think we're off to a great start in this one. No one has died yet. Roddy has yet to do anything suicidal. Esper's been the only one to binge on anything, which is strange. We got Roddy a beer, and he handled his liquor. And there have been no social fights. We have done, I think what these guys really needed was a starship. A proper, we can go up to space when we feel like it, starship. And I think that the mood of the crew really reflected that. So we're in a little bit of overtime tonight, thanks to our 1,000-word venture. But tune in throughout the week for Dwarf Fortress and Rimworld action, and be back here next Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific, or whatever time that works out to you locally, and we'll be doing some more